can't just jerk his life around to let yourself off the hook when you don't have time for him.
I'll get it! Mr. Matthews, Leonard Spinelli. I work for your father.
I know that, Lenny. I see you at the store every day. Look, you're the assistant manager. I'm just a box boy. Why don't you call me Eric?
That would make me intensely uncomfortable. I blanch at the thought.
Lenny, was there something you have to tell my dad?
Yes, there was. Hence, I came here.
It's right now.
Oh, God!
Hello, Lenny.
Mr. Matthews, I'm very sorry to disturb you at home, especially after hours. Especially when you're giving Mrs. Matthews mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
Why are you in my kitchen?
There's a problem at the store.
Well, of course there's a problem at the store. There's always a problem at the store. That's why they hire a manager. Can you tell me why they hire an assistant manager?
To tell the manager when there's a problem at the store?
No. To assist the manager by taking care of the problem when he's not there.
I had no idea. I apologize. Forget I was here, because this is a problem for the assistant manager. There is no problem for you.
Dad, you ready?
Yes, I am. I'm ready to play tennis with my son and bring him home early, let him get a good night's rest, send him off to school, and watch those A's start rolling in.
And I am going back to the store to make sure we never again put the lighter fluid next to the rotisserie chickens.
Are we talking about a fire, Lenny?
Yeah, but there is no problem for you.
How much of the store's left?
Stuck.
Corey.
Dad, it's okay. And you don't have to wake me up or anything later. We'll play tennis some other time.
Is the fire out, Lenny?
Oh, yeah, we contain the actual flamage.
Fine. Wait for me in the car.
Yes, sir. Miss Matthews, Leonard Spinelli, I work for your father.
Lenny, we've been through this.
Corey, your mother just said something to me that made a lot of sense.
Don't you hate when she does that?
Yes, I do. She pointed out to me that I'm angry at the wrong guy about your test.
Well, what other guy is there? Mr. Feeney's the one who failed me.
No, I failed you. I didn't do my job.
You're at the store all day. How could you say you're not doing your job?
I didn't do my job as your father.
What?
Look, if it was up to me, you wouldn't have to go to sleep at all. You wouldn't have to go to school. I wouldn't have to go to work, and we could just spend all our time together, and there's nothing that I'd rather do.
Then why don't we do that?
I don't know. I guess the family's gotten used to eating. Corey, I shouldn't have kept you up late last night. Mr. Feeney was right.
Don't shoot, Mr. Feeney. I'm just getting my tennis ball.
Good evening, Mr. Matthews. Care to join me for a drink?
Sure.
Help yourself. present from my sister. She forgets that I only take the occasional glass of claret with dinner.
So, how come you're sitting outside in the dark?
I was thinking about when I was a boy, just a little younger than you are. There was a war going on.
It's hard to picture you as a boy. Did your parents call you Mr. Feeney?
I used to ask my mother why I could only have butter on my toast 2 mornings a week, and she said because of the war in Europe. And I wondered why there was never enough candy, and she told me because of the war in Europe. And I longed for a pair of sneakers, but I couldn't have any.
Those Europe guys stole them?
No. The rubber had to be diverted to the war effort. There was a version of a sneaker available, but it was made out of recycled tires and left black marks in the gym floor.
Hey, you took gym?
They made me. Anyway, I prayed every night for an end to the war in Europe. Not for any altruistic desire for world peace, just a boy's selfish wish for buttered toast and sneakers. Then I heard that Mr. Truman was going on the radio that night to announce the end of the war. And I went home and asked my father if I could stay up with him to hear the president. You know what he said?
I'm guessing it's either yes or no, but we both know how well I do on multiple choice.
He said, tomorrow's a school day. I don't want you up with me.
So you're saying your dad really knew the value of education?
I'm saying my father didn't want me hanging around with him and his drinking buddies. As a result, the next day at school, I was rested, fresh, and ready to learn.
I see your point, Mr. Feeney.
No, I don't think you really do, Corey. What do you suppose I learned in school that day?
I know this has got to be a biggie like the Magna Carta or something. I have no idea what you learned that day.
Neither do I. You see, Mr. Matthews, education is not about obscure facts and little test scores. Education is about the overall effect of years of slow absorption, concepts, philosophies, approaches to problem solving. The whole process is so grand, all-encompassing, that it really can't be threatened by the occasional late-night no-hitter. It is important that a boy spend time with his father.
But how do you know that? Your dad didn't let you stay up with him.
That's precisely why I do know.
Over here, Dad. Having a drink with Mr. Feeney. It's just apple juice. How's the store?
Oh, the store's fine. Just a small grease fire at the rotisserie. Tomorrow we'll run a special on blackened chicken.
Helen?
George, better come in, kiddo. About time for bed.
Sure, Dad. We ever gonna study that European sneaker war?
Yeah, I think you'll get to it sometime in the course of your education.
Good. Because it sounded really interesting.
It was.
Well, good night, Mr. Feeney.
Good night, Mr. Matthews.
Just want you to know I'm going to have him in bed every night when he's supposed to be.
I want you to know that if I did have a son and the opportunity presented itself to wake him up to watch a baseball game or to listen to the president on the radio, or for absolutely no reason at all. Well, good night, Alan.
Good night, George.
Night, Cor. Have good dreams. You too. Hey, Mom.
Hey, Cor?
Can I ask you something?
Sure. I'm on the clock for another half hour.
Well, earlier tonight, Dad told me Mr. Feeney was right. And then later on, Mr. Feeney told me Dad was right. At least that's what I think he was saying. Sometimes I can't hold my breath long enough to get down to where Mr. Feeney likes to swing.
Well, Cor, sometimes two adults can think two different ways about something, and both can be right.
Then, how come I only think one way about things and I'm always wrong?
Night, Corey. See you tomorrow.
What do you mean tomorrow? The Phillies are still in Los Angeles. What if there's a no-hitter going? What if the president goes on the radio?
Whatever goes on can wait till tomorrow.
How come?
Because your father is always going to be there in the morning to tell you about it.
Good night, Dad.
Good night, son. Am I still grounded?